Hi everybody, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream for those of you just tuning in, and that includes myself. This is Marlon here, and this is episode 35 of Mushroom City of Minecraft. Hope you guys having a good day, or hoping that you guys have better days ahead. For me, all I can say is, folks, is that today's Sunday, and we are going to play Kingdom Hearts 2 just after we do the weather for the first half of the stream. Second half is, of course, Kingdom Hearts 2. So, how you guys doing today? Anybody having a fun weekend, or anybody just chilled, or hoping that your quote-unquote weekend arrives? Some people work on weekdays or weekends or whatever. Anyway, let's just get started. I started late because background noise has been a huge problem, just somewhat consistently. Now, let's make this quick, folks, and we'll try to minimize the details as much as possible. Let's see, we got 66 active weather alerts, 1 special marine warning in Florida, 2 special weather statements in Virginia and West Virginia. We got 56 high wind warnings. Woof, boy, this is massive. 1 flood warning and 6 red flag warnings. Woof, boy, okay, so this is very obscure, folks. Let's see. We do have plenty of talk of the weather to deal with. So first off, we do have a stationary front after a cold front through Michigan. Stationary front sneaking through the Ohio Valley, the parts of the southeast, through Alabama, and then turning into a cold front that goes through the bayou, and then through southern Texas, and then swing back to New Mexico. Another cold front that's offshore but moves into Northern California, and then just a little bit as a stationary front, and then a cold front once it enters through Nevada, Oregon, and then Washington as a stationary front, Idaho and Montana as a cold front. Then you have a warm front that goes through Montana and the Dakotas, which as a result we do have wet weather in places like the Ohio Valley to Florida, and throughout the interior parts of the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic and Western New York. We do have plenty of wet weather to deal with, some in the form of rain, others in the form of snow in the northwestern part of the country. So you can see, we'll just dive deep into each region right now, folks. Red flag warning. What is going on? Okay, so what's going on? Okay, so we've been having drought, and that has been a problem ever since. Ever since what? Woo, for a long while. I mean, there hasn't been much rain. I mean, the past, about a few days ago, we had some rain, but it didn't really matter much because it was not enough. Not even a nor'easter from last weekend did anything to mitigate the drought. And yet, this red flag warning, yep, that's telling. In places like Virginia, Vermont, and New Hampshire, even though winds are somewhat moderate, but yet they're gusty, just moving up to 35 miles an hour. And relative humidity is at 30 to 40%. And yet, temperatures are really warm for this time of year. And as a result, wildfires can happen in northern New England and the northern part of upstate New York. But let's just see if this storm system, this cold front, stationary front, that's going to bring this wet weather, some of the form of storms moving into places like the Mid-Atlantic, all the way to New England in the next day, and especially going into tonight, into the overnight hours, and into tomorrow morning. But we'll see what happens going forward. But yet, just a few hours left until the warning expires. Regardless, there's plenty of high pressure areas. There's an area of high pressure sitting offshore from the Mid-Atlantic, bringing some dry air into places like Virginia, Delmarva Peninsula, New Jersey, New England, but just ahead of the storm, though. We do have a special weather statement that's located. Special weather statements in southwestern Virginia and southeastern West Virginia, just a few parts of which. Then in the south, Let's start off with the southeast. Just a little bit of showers, maybe a few storms in places like North Carolina, South Carolina, and coastal parts of Georgia, with some clouds moving away, but still plenty of clouds. Rain that's present from Tampa to Jacksonville. Boy, that's fun, right? And plenty of wet weather to deal with. And they've been pop-up. There are a lot of pop-up storms from Key West to Tampa to Orlando and Daytona Beach. Don't mind about the whole flood warning, folks, in Daytona Beach. It's been ongoing. I mean, that was part of the weather topic of the day last night. Pop-up storms occurring throughout much of South Florida, the Everglades, and metropolis parts of West Palm Beach to Miami, and as well as Naples to Fort Myers. Elsewhere throughout the South, nothing much going on, not even in Texas. Northeastern Tennessee do have some showers and clouds, but they're moving away. Then we move into the Midwest. Much of the action is located in the Ohio Valley, and we do have plenty of storms that are occurring throughout Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, and Michigan, and the upper peninsula of Michigan. The eastern side has some clouds that are moving away, and on the western side, just a few pop-up showers and clouds moving to the southeast. In the Dakotas, nothing much going on, just a few showers and clouds passing by, moving towards the east in a general direction as a result of this warm front. No warnings in the northern Rockies. Plenty of high wind warnings all across parts of the northern Rockies. Great Falls, Shelby, Montana to Cheyenne, Casper, and as well as Evanston, Wyoming. Yellowstone's getting some storms going, some maybe in the form of snow, up in the mountains, but otherwise it'll be just be full of valley rains. It depends on the temperature profile, though. Then we go down to Colorado. Plenty of red flag warnings, and believe it or not, there's a lot of drought that's been going on throughout the United States, though. We also have a high wind warning in the south central part of Colorado. Eastern Colorado is full of red flag warnings. Utah, nothing much in Utah and Nevada. Colorado does nothing at all, though, except for some red flag warnings and high wind warnings. In the northern parts of Nevada and Utah, there are passing showers and clouds moving through those two states, moving into Wyoming. But Salt Lake City is dry right now. Then move down to the desert southwest. More high wind warnings in New Mexico, just on the northern side, though. Otherwise, nothing much going on throughout the rest of New Mexico and Arizona, too. As well as California, too. Nothing much. The Pacific Northwest, though, they are experiencing showers, maybe some storms, maybe some places in the form of snow, though, as the precipitation goes up into the Cascades. Then you have some pop-up showers and clouds on the eastern side on the Cascades, side of Washington State and Oregon as well. Moving into Idaho. Now let's switch gears to here. Let me take a quick sip, folks. Whew. Okay, so what are we dealing with? Okay, let's start off with a larger picture. So, start off on the eastern third of the country, anywhere east of the Mississippi. In the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, you have winds coming from the northwest, moving to the north as it crosses into the Appalachian Mountains. The winds, they're blowing up to 30 miles an hour throughout various places throughout the Great Lakes in Ohio, and as well as the Appalachian parts of the East Coast. New England, though, they have winds that are coming on shore, blowing up to 20 miles an hour, though. Long Island, New Jersey, on the Jersey Shore, New York City. Winds are moving up to 25 miles an hour, though. In the mid-Atlantic, winds moving to the north, blowing up to 20 to 30 miles an hour there. The southeast, though, winds coming from the northwest, shifting to the northeast as it approaches Georgia and the Carolinas. Yet it's quite evident as a result of the cold front and the stationary front that's present throughout the Appalachian part of the country and eastern Ohio Valley. Let's go to the southeast. Let's go. In Florida, there's plenty of light and variable winds there, but mostly winds are somewhat moving to the north, but still variable though. But they're blowing at no more than 20 miles an hour though, in the Sunshine State. Then to the central third of the country, right between the Mississippi Valley and the Rocky Mountains, we have an area of high pressure, an area of clockwise turn at the surface, where winds are light and variable near Dallas, Fort Worth, and Oklahoma City. Winds throughout the lower Mississippi Valley and the Gulf Coast, they're blowing to the south, blowing up to 20 miles an hour. But in Texas, they're blowing to the southwest though. In western Texas, winds are blowing to the north generally, but in the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. And much of the Great Plains, they're blowing up to 30 miles an hour there. But in the Missouri River Valley, you have winds as you cross into the east. They're shifting to the southeast from the south, though. In the west, winds are variable in terms of speed. But yet, in the northwestern part of the country, winds are blowing on shore to the east generally. The southwestern portion of the country. You have winds in the desert southwest there and Utah and Colorado, the 4 states area. They're moving to the northeast generally. Some places blowing up to 30 miles an hour, other places just up to 15. California, though, light and variable winds in some parts of the state, but offshore winds blowing parallel down to the south along the California coast. In Nevada, winds are blowing generally to the east and northeast, at up to 30 miles an hour in some places, just a little lighter others. Hold on a minute. Man, I am so tired for no reason. Temperatures throughout New England, they are in the mid-50s to mid-60s. In upstate New York and Pennsylvania, temperatures range from the upper 50s to low 70s. In the greater New York City area, temperatures are in the 60s. In the Mid-Atlantic and West Virginia, temperatures range from the mid-50s to mid-70s. They range from 55 in Charlotte to 73 in Washington, D.C. In the southeast, starting off with the Carolinas, temperatures are in the upper 60s to mid-70s. Tennessee has temperatures that are in the 60s. If I failed to say anything about Georgia, well, that's also, they have temperatures that are in the 70s, though. Winds in Mississippi, temperatures in Mississippi, Alabama, Alabama, Mississippi, they're from the mid-60s to low 80s. Arkansas, they're in the 60s. Louisiana, they're in the 70s to low 80s. In Florida, temperatures they're in the 70s to mid 80s. Oklahoma has temperatures that are in the 60s to low 70s as well. And western Texas, its temperatures